I don't care, but I really do.
A little bit.
Confessions. All right, everybody. So how's everybody doing tonight? And when are you going home? What is your go home countdown? Jake, what's your countdown tonight, buddy?
So we're just under a week away from not Star Wars Rival Run weekend. We're going to be at Old Key West just for the weekend. Then just less than 2 months away from the My DVC Points meetup in June at Copper Creek. And then 4 months until my birthday weekend at Animal Kingdom Jumbo Value Studio. And then rounding out that is 6 months until Grand Floridian Villas. So taking advantage of everyone who's going in October, and I was able to snag Grand Flow at the 7-month mark.
Yay.
So looking forward to those.
Exciting.
Nice. Gina, what are some of our countdowns?
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with the big one. So April 15th, I'm going to start. So try to get tickets for May and June for Disneyland. So that's first. And then we have less than 2 months, 54 days, 72 days, and
72 is to Alani. You got to call that one out.
Okay,
that's
Alani,
awesome.
yes. And then 82 days back to Disneyland, and 178 for the 50th.
And I got us the luau tickets for all of my family, you, your husband, and Vicky as well. So we have luau tickets, which is pretty awesome. I can't wait. Wait. Brad, what's it looking like for you, my friend?
So I'm at 55 days for my family's trip. That's actually going to be there the same time as the big meetup out at Disney World. We're doing an Old Key West 2-bedroom, and I'm hoping, I'm still crossing my fingers for a little bit of a blessing that concierge will open up at Animal Kingdom. I've got it booked for club level. We'll see. Not maybe. So, and then hopefully that 82 day, I'm working on a plan, whether it's that same weekend you guys are doing Disneyland, or I'm going to come out because I really want to do Disneyland, and I gotta get my hook up there. This gal in the upper right there. She's my hookup.
I'll let you know. April 15th, I will let you know how it goes.
Yeah, super. So looking forward to that. And it's nothing official yet. I'm kind of keeping it on the down low. I'm waiting for CDC to finally drop the shoe, drop the hammer, do whatever they got to say. Because the instant they genuinely say start date, boom, then I'm going to book a surprise Disney cruise for my wife and myself for our 7th Disney cruise. Let's keep going. So
cool.
But I don't even want to mess with it until I know for sure they're open. I don't even want to play with it. So
yeah, sounds good.
So let's just hope she doesn't watch this show tonight, Brad. So if she does, the cat's out the bag, brother. Amy, what's the countdown looking like for you?
Oh, it seems like so long. So I'm 207 days away from a Animal Kingdom Polynesian split, but I'm 1 night away from having that be all Animal Kingdom. I'm trying not to have a split stay for that one. And then about 270 days from a Poly Riviera split for the maybe marathon weekend. And 347 days from my son's first spring break band trip. So, yeah.
Ooh, band trips.
Fun. Yeah, 8 nights with a bunch of teenagers.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am
fun for the kids.
About that.
It's fun for the kids.
It is fun for the kids.
I am 5 nights away from hanging out with Jake in Fort Lauderdale. What is it? Weston Resort, something like that. I'm doing an RCI last minute vacation as an exploratory piece of content for the podcast, right? So we booked it through the DVC website through RCI. It was like $320 plus tax for 7 nights in a 1-bedroom. And I don't know, what is it? 20 minutes from your house, Jake?
Very close by. Yeah, right. Just about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, about that far from Shannon and a bunch of the other team members. So I figured that's a great place to come in and hang out with everybody. And so stay tuned. We're going to be doing that one, hopefully as a YouTube video. Hopefully I'll do that and edit it as a YouTube video. That's my goal. So that one's right around the corner. I do know April 30th, I will be in Orlando as well. And so how much earlier or later I stay, I still haven't figured all that out yet. I might just come to Fort Lauderdale and stay because it's just like 4 or 5 days later, I got to be right back in Orlando. So we'll have to figure that one out. So that kind of messes with my countdown and timing and all that kind of fun stuff, right? Then we've got the June trip. We've got Alani. We've got Disneyland checking in July 1st. hopefully I don't know what the heck's going on with Grand Cal. Like,
It should be opened. It should be okay.
no one can book anything, and it's not showing that it's unavailable. It's just showing it's not bookable.
Weird.
So we don't know what's going on with Grand Cal, but I looked and I've got 6 nights in a 2-bedroom, which is like 400 and some odd points. And I'm going, that's a lot of points to have up in the air here, Disney.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, seriously, like, So we'll figure that one out. And then after that, I know I got to come back in August and probably September, October time frame, and then a big O trip in December. So
Can I
Nice.
pick your brain on something there, Chad?
yeah.
You're saying you already have a booking at Grand Cal, right?
Mhm.
So when you're looking and saying there's nothing available, you're talking about no more points available to book or no cash sales. What do you?
There's no rooms. Like, it's like completely offline. You can't book it.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't even see like the point charts for it. They're all grayed out.
Oh.
Something's seriously up with Grand
Something's
Cal.
weird because I know right after I heard you guys were doing your cool thing, I went right
Yeah.
away to Grand Cal to try to book a couple days. Same time you were going to be there,
Mhm.
and there was nothing available. It wasn't grayed out. It just was there was nothing
Yeah.
available. So something else is going on now. Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out in a few weeks.
Yeah. So, like, will
I'll do
they
some
let us
recon.
have Disneyland tickets by then as
Yeah. We'll do
Grand
some
Cal
recon.
owners? I mean, we actually own points there. So it's not like we're not somewhat residents or owners. So
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see how California handles this. I know Newsom's
Yes.
trying to get in line before he gets kicked out of office if for playing all of his stuff, right?
That's a topic for another day.
We're
Yeah.
not going to get into that. But I
Open
did
up
see this.
Disneyland.
But I did see this comment I'm going to share with you guys. It's Facebook user.
Okay.
Because of the glitch at Grand Cal, they paused bookings, calling everyone and offering hotel rooms. So that's interesting.
Really?
Mm.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
I haven't got my call yet, so
Okay.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
All
Yeah.
right.
But Patricia's saying that she decided to do a girls' weekend in September, so 166 days.
Oh, good.
That's awesome.
That's great to get one on the
Good.
books.
Yep. And that's the new puppy, right? So,
They're so cute.
I think
So is
we
that
need-
one of the girls that are coming?
I don't think Coco's coming. I think she named him
No.
Coco. And then
Coco. Yeah, Coco.
yeah.
Coco.
And then Kathy
Ooh,
says
20
20
days.
days, 6 days for Bob Ferrari, 33 days. Scott says my DVC Points app says 21 days till the Copper Creek visit.
Oh, good.
Holly Austin's 237 to our first trip to
Yay!
SSR in a 2-bedroom.
And you'll have your new
Nice.
baby.
Yes, new baby included and stretching
Yeah.
those points.
There you go.
And then Rachel saying it's always nice to see how much joy everyone has with just thinking about their next trip. That's kind of why we do this as a pre-show countdown. Get people talking
hope.
and chatting and sharing out
Excited.
our show and making sure
Yeah.
people share this thing out. So Elizabeth Kelly says 22 days until we head to Okie West.
Great.
And then if you're a Facebook user and you have not clicked the link that says StreamYard.com/Facebook, we will not be able to see your name or your profile because you're watching from the group post. So, but you're welcome to do that. We just won't know who you are and won't know how to interact with you. So,
And exciting for your 48 days.
yeah. And I would not rather, I'd rather not do the math this weekend. It's just soon. Okay.
Okay.
It hurts my head.
Yep. It's a lot.
Yeah. Nick was saying Grand Cal had a glitch on April 1st with availability that wasn't actually real. So they are
Oh.
pausing it until they can work with those
Oh.
who book to deal with cancellations.
So that's
Gotcha.
they're offering hotel rooms trying to fix the ones they booked into it that now they've got to kick out of it. Yeah, that's
Got it. But
That
I
makes
probably haven't heard because I
You're
booked
fine.
legitimately pre-glitch.
Right.
Exactly.
I had it at 11 months and then I switched points all around
Yeah.
so that I got it at 11 months or 7 months with some other points and freed up some more Grand Cal.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm a legit booker without the glitch. So maybe they won't call me. And then 120 days to Vero Beach. And in September, it's National Daughters Day. So I'm taking the daughter and the
Oh,
daughter-in-law.
that's
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a good mom and mom-in-law.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And then Judy on YouTube is saying 7 days till Vero Beach.
Ooh, nice. That'd be nice right about now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Heather saying 212 days till Polly, hoping to turn it into a split stay with Boardwalk.
Oh, great.
That sounds awesome. Sean saying 11 days till my welcome home trip.
Yay.
Yay.
Congrats.
That's really
Welcome
awesome.
home.
Awesome.
Welcome
Awesome.
Congrats.
home.
And Tiffany says the last podcast has me searching for Riviera availability.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're known to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Happens, yeah.
That's our job.
Definitely.
Oh, good. People are signing in now. So it was Marianne was one of those people. Rebecca was one of those people, those Facebook users. So hi, welcome.
Got it. Got it.
Thanks for
And
spending
then
it.
Matt Hill says 20 days if we can find availability at Saratoga Springs, which 20 days out can be a challenge. Okay. Especially if you want a studio.
Yeah.
Especially if you want a studio.
Yeah.
But okay, last comment here, and then we'll go ahead and kick things off. So
TikTok.
Ron saying 171 days, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. And I instantly
great.
went to the app there. I don't know why. But
Take a breath, Ron.
Teenagers.
171 days. Don't hold your breath on it. It's going to be a
Yep.
while. Sorry.
anyway, Sheena, can you drop everybody down and then roll the video tonight?
Yes, I can.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Hello, neighbors.
We're listening from
Arizona,
Florida,
Maryland, New York, New Jersey,
Indianapolis,
California,
Utah,
Michigan.
Massachusetts, Georgia, Canada,
Our home resort is
Animal Kingdom.
Polynesia,
Bay Lake Tower,
Old Key West,
Riviera,
Boardwalk.
Alani Resort,
Boulder Ridge, Copper Creek,
Grand Floridian.
Saratoga Springs,
Beach Club,
and Wilderness Lodge.
and you're listening to
and you're listening
You're listening
You're listening
to my
DVC Voice.
Well, welcome home, everybody, to Community Hall Live. My name is Chad Pennycuff. I am your host tonight, and we have weekly discussions here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope. We multi-stream to several different platforms. We'd like you to join in on our conversation. And in tonight's topic, we are talking about post-pandemic perks. Is DVC still worth it? We've got 3 questions to answer tonight. What perks do you want back? What perks should not come back? And we'll then answer the final question, is DVC really worth it? And before we jump into tonight's content, I would like to come back in and do a sincere thank you to our sponsor tonight, Monera Financial. If you are looking to buy a new contract, you could go to the Death Star, like the video behind me. They're pretty advanced tech over there. So we were playing pre-show and the Death Star came up. So anyways, Monera Financial, if you're looking to buy a new contract and you're thinking about buying direct just because you know direct has financing, I've got great news for you. Monera Financial does financing for all contracts in Florida. So you could buy any site in Florida and finance through them. They've got some competitive rates. You're looking at about 9.9% interest, and sometimes Disney charges up to 18%. They also have a great refinance program. So if you're paying more than 9.9, go ahead and check out their refi programs and save your family a ton of money. MoneraFinancial.com. Let them know you heard about them here on the My DVC Points podcast. So back to our normal screen here. I'd like to welcome to the show tonight our co-host, Jake. Jake, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. Hi, folks. Happy to be here and happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes. And then we'll welcome back our other regular co-host, Mr. Brad Coates. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. I was hoping you'd put your Darth Vader helmet on and you could tell him, you must buy Monera.
I couldn't force grip him for doing that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
That just wouldn't be polite, right? So that just wouldn't be polite. But anyways, and then we've got a regular guest that's back with us tonight. And let's welcome back here, Amy Meeker-Taylor. So how you doing today, Amy?
Good. I'm good. Always happy to talk about DVC.
I hear you. Well, when this post went up earlier today, we had a ton of comments on it. And I'm hoping all of those people who made comments, some of them wrote War and Peace, okay? I'm hoping they come back in and join the show and make a little bit shorter comments so we can put them up on the screen and read them tonight. But our first question here is, which perks are you hoping to return or come back? And let me just go over a quick list here. So far, we've seen through the pandemic our luggage transfer service die. Our annual passes have gone away. Disney FastPast Plus has gone away, which DVC members used to get an advanced 60-day window for that. Complimentary Magic Bands have went away. Mickey's Magical Express has went away. Tables in Wonderland has went away. The meal plan has went away. We used to get a discount on the meal plan as well. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was slightly cheaper than the cash person price, just by a little tiny bit. So my question is, what perks are you missing the most, and what perks do you guys hope comes back? If you're tuning in to the show live, go ahead and write your comments in there. We will talk through this on screen and then circle in and pick up your comments as well. Jake, what are you thinking?
So mine are actually going to be Disney World wide perks, and top two for me is I really am missing that early 30 days access that we used to have for FastPass Plus. Regular guest was 30. We used to get 60, which used to make a significant difference in a lot of e-ticket attractions around the parks. Another one that I miss is evening extra magic hours. In my family, we love those evening extra magic hours. Sometimes Dre would go into 12 to 2 a.m. and those were just great. You can get everything done. We love being in the parks in the evening. We're not morning people. So those are things that we enjoyed. And also some things that are not tangible was special events like Not So Scary and Very Merry. One of the reasons why we bought DVC was because we love to hang out in the pools during the day and hit up one of those late after hours parties in the evening. And now we can't really do that, but hopefully they come back. And I'm sure a lot of these things will come back. Like FastPass, even if it comes back in some sort of paid version, I would hope that they would give DVC members and those staying at deluxe resorts either a discounted price or priority to be able to purchase those. So I think those will come in, the coming months and years.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Just give the deluxe people an extra day, an extra day's head start, or maybe even a fourth pass for staying in a deluxe resort versus the moderates and values.
Right. Similar to our friends just across the pond over at Universal, where their premier hotels get Express Pass for free. I could see them bringing that system over to Walt Disney World for us.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would really be a genuine perk.
Yeah. All right, Brad, what are you thinking?
So I'm along the same lines with the Fast Pass. The reality is, when the pandemic first hit and I got to go out in August, who cared? You didn't need a Fast Pass. The rides were fat. You got to ride whatever you wanted. There was no waits.
Yeah.
That ship has already sailed. And when October comes and the celebration starts, guys, if they don't have some kind of a Fast Pass concept going, I'm going to predict right now it's going to be a nightmare. There's going to be crowds, and it's Epcot right now. You can just walk in whenever, go half a day. Don't go till 1 o'clock. It didn't matter. It will matter. So we need something back. And I'm with you. Listen, we need it for all of it. And the reason we're talking about this on our DVC show is that there's certain parts of these perks that you got more. You said it, Chad. We got to book earlier. So because we're DVC, if we have to pay, fine. Let us pay earlier. Let me book mine 30 days before the
Shut
other.
up and take my money. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever I go to Disneyland, trust me, Max Pass is on the budget every time. So
Agreed.
But because we're DVC, we still want some perks. There's a reason we've spent all this money and guess what? Accommodations aren't the whole reason. We do love staying in deluxe resorts, but it's the extras that we love. So I definitely want that. And then the other one, it's kind of weird, but it's definitely the Moonlight Magic parties, the specialized parties, not just the Not So Scary, but the special night at the water park that are DVC only. Exactly. Right there. He's flashing it. Those, if you've ever been to one, I've managed to get to one, and it was incredible. We had so much fun.
They're a ton of fun.
Oh my gosh. I thought for sure I'd get my money out of it because my wife is addicted to Mickey bars. So I thought, hey, unlimited Mickey bars, honey, knock yourself out. Well, she went into a sugar coma about the 14th one. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't get to do those often because I live too far away, and you got to be able to just work it out when they do them.
Yeah, you have to time that just right.
Yeah. But the fact that they're not even there and I can't even try to time it, I really want to see those come back.
Got it. Amy, what are you thinking for what do you hope comes back, right?
So my family is really missing Top of the World. That is our favorite way to watch fireworks. I'm not a huge crowds person, and being able to watch the fireworks from up there is it's one of our favorite perks.
Oh, Top of the World is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. We also missed the member events, not just Moonlight Magic, but those little events like the Soarin' Member Tour or the fireworks cruises that they would do for members. That was a really special perk. And one that I'm particularly sweating right now is the DVC Gold Pass. So my annual pass expires next week and we aren't going again until November. And so I'm kind of like, do I renew? Do I let
Yes.
it expire? We're not really sure what we're going to do with that one. And then a little one that's maybe not really a perk, but man, I miss being able to borrow all my points. I'd really like to be able to borrow all my points. So
That's another one that's just like DVC specific. And I think that one kicked in way too early. Okay. The not borrowing thing should not have been implemented when you've got availability galore inside the parks. I mean, inside the resorts. When you can start booking Grand Flow and Poly 3 weeks out, you don't have an availability problem. So let everybody borrow their points and get them out of the system then. Unfortunately, we're now turning the tide on COVID, and now is when we do really kind of need to come back in and put a little governor on how many points you can use. So it's about time that it should have started, but unfortunately, they just added to the problem by having everybody back up their points and not being able to pull them out when they wanted to go earlier. So
I think that's exactly it, because I think they expected it to be much bigger in the beginning. It just wasn't. And instead of backing out of it, they just let it ride. And
which is unfortunate. For me, I really want the annual passes to come back, because if they're not back by the time my family comes again, we are picking up Universal or SeaWorld annual passes, and Disney will just miss out on a year. It is really, truly that simple, because SeaWorld and Universal are both selling annual passes. So it's time Disney kind of, it's time, right? It's time to step up the game and start allowing those to happen again. So I'm very lucky. I had mine active. It did not drop, and I sure as heck renewed it at Platinum Plus just to make sure, because I was just going to renew it at Gold, because I was like, I'm not going to be there Christmas and Easter this year. Let me save a couple $100. And the lady was like, are you sure? Because you can't upgrade that this year. And I was like, ooh, can't upgrade. Might as well take Platinum Plus again. Consider it a $250 donation to the I Love the Cast program. Okay. I'll take that one. But Tables in Wonderland, huge thing. I hope they revamp that system. And from what I understand, the insiders that I've talked to have said Tables in Wonderland's probably not coming back, just simply due to the IT system behind it was so antiquated. They can't even reprint you a new card. Okay, they have to come back in and kind of guesstimate. And when they do reprint you a new card, it's good for a full 12 months. So that's why there's that $50 fee to get a new one replaced. And it's a great program. Tables in Wonderland, you save money, you get free valet parking if you're eating at a deluxe resort that has valet. Just a win all the way around. Bring back tables. FastPass, we know something's going to be on the horizon coming back, and I'm fine with whatever they do, even if they go to a pay-to-play system. MaxPass worked out extremely well in California. Give us something that's Disney World centric that works for us, and we'll be friends on that one. Okay. I don't have a problem with it. Or work it like Universal across the street and tier it to what level of hotel you're staying in. So those are the big things that I want to see come back. And I'm not too disappointed with Magical Express, because I look at the whole, I guess we'll just pivot onto, I'll save it. I'll save it for the next question. Let me come back in and pick up some of the guest comments or listener comments here, because they just lit the screen up. Okay. For things that people want to see coming back. And so Brian was saying fast passes should not come back. So, we'll save that to the next discussion. Okay. And then he's been on more attractions than before without fast passes. I think that has to do with the amount of people in the parks and park capacity, not necessarily fast passes as well. But you could just limit the whole park capacity and triple the ticket price and get the same effect. Okay. And Marianne says, please God, send some kind of fast passes and annual passes. And Uli just says all of them. How's that for a short and sweet answer? Yep.
There we go.
I want everything.
I want it all. Bring it all, right? Gina's saying, I really want Tables in Wonderland to return. And Judy P is saying annual passes. Another vote for Tables in Wonderland. Another vote for annual passes. And Vicky is with me. Bring back the Moonlight Magic. I think we will get that one back. That was just so effective of a marketing tool for DVC Direct that I think that one will come back. And I thought it was an incredible marketing program for them to come back in and give free perks to existing members and say, when you join, you can have this. And it's an ongoing deal that we do. We're not just going to give you the typical Orlando, hey, we'll discount your theme park tickets and we'll get you into Disney World for $25 if you'll sit through our timeshare pitch. Right? This was a legitimate marketing program that DVC did, and they did a phenomenal job at it. And I hope that part comes back. I really do. And then Tina says annual passes coming back. Rachel's going annual passes and fast passes. DVC annual passes. Yes. Ooh, another vote for extra magic hours here. And then what Rachel was saying, extra magic hours was for all resort guests, not just DVC. Yeah, some of these are very much, well, the benefits apply to everybody staying on property. We happen to be staying on property, so we got in on them. There wasn't a whole lot there that we got explicitly because we're DVC. But I'm hoping, we can always hope that they do negotiate some of those back, okay? Or there's some perks there. I think members have always wanted something a little special there. A little extra besides just access to Top of the World and the Epcot member lounge, which I'm very thankful that it stayed. Extremely thankful that that stayed. So Lynn says, we just got back home from Boardwalk yesterday. We were there for 7 days. It wasn't crowded and Epcot wasn't crowded. I can honestly say I really didn't miss anything. And so that's awesome, Lynn. Maybe the spring break Easter crowd had just started to die down, because I know the week before that was nutso. And somebody on Facebook is saying, ooh, what happened? Did I jump? Yes. Annual passes, my first priority would be Moonlight Magic. We bought in 2019. Our first DVC trip was December of 2020. No perks, no fireworks. We're still thrilled to be DVC, but we want to try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really got to hurt if you bought in right before the pandemic, because you've really missed out on a lot. You had high expectations and then this hit and nothing's really been able to come through. But I have faith that Disney is world-class leaders at creating magic, and something will return that is pretty dang magical. Okay. That part I do have faith in them for, because nobody does magic better than they do. And Joey's saying anything where they don't tie it to being a blue card versus white card benefits.
Good point.
Yeah, that's we're getting a little tired of. Okay. I can see that coming back though, right? And
Yeah.
And somebody was saying this is about DVC, not everyone. Well, it's everyone on property. Okay. And we already kind of talked about that part. Moonlight Magic events are amazing. Yes. I think we got to meet up at a Moonlight Magic event, Mary. And Bruce saying, I miss the luggage transfers. It's so nice to check your luggage on your last day. I like getting to this guy and going right to security. Okay. Yeah. That I dropped my luggage off at the Detroit airport and I don't see them again until I get back to my room was an amazing magical trick and perk. Okay. Oh, Gina was saying renew Amy to just lock it in.
7 months though without using it. 7 months just seems like a long time to not use it. I don't know. I got to do some math. I have until 30 days after it expires, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to think about it.
Normally it's like 40 something days of a gap, like 15% of a year, because you were getting a 15% renewal discount.
Right.
But I have to imagine when they unleash that thing, they're going to raise prices again.
I know.
So you're at least getting part of that time at the lower price, right?
I would get 3 trips out of it still if I renewed what I have. So
that's value, right?
Yeah.
That's and then you get all of the other annual pass discounts with it. So some of which you get for DVC, but you don't get Photopass, right?
Right.
So Mary was saying if DVC APs don't come back, I don't know if we will be being in on that many park days. And yeah,
I've
I
been hearing
think
that a lot lately.
Yeah, I think our family plan is we're going to go in, and my wife wants to do Splash Mountain and say goodbye to it one last time. So we'll probably ride it 3 times that day that she actually gets to come with us, and do our little farewell to Splash Mountain, because we don't know when they're going to pull the plug on that. And then another vote for tables. And Steve's saying, I hope they bring Max Pass to Walt Disney World. It's great at Disneyland. It does work really well at Disneyland.
It's a great system.
Right?
It'll definitely have to have some tweaks to work at Disney World because it's a very different beast. 4 parks, and it's just
It's a different ballgame.
4 parks, and literally the gates face each other, so you can park hop from one end to the other like that.
It's really one park.
Yeah, it's really truly one park with a financial gate between the two. Okay, it's a good point, Brad. Tiffany saying tables in Wonderland will be great once we have Valet and Ohana again. Yes, bring them both on. Okay.
I consider Ohana a perk.
Yeah.
Make that DVC only. There you go.
There we go. There can get a reservation with
I
ease.
bet their skills will go up.
I was gonna say, like, give us like a little bit of a edge on booking Ohana. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give us the seats on the glass to see the fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if that's a blue card only perk, I'm selling my resale just to get into Ohana. Right? Oh my goodness. So Linda's saying next family trip 2020 will definitely include Universal Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, every trip we take now, it's a split trip.
Yeah.
We do Universal as part of it every time.
Tony was saying, I hope they come up with something new and magical that we haven't thought of. That's a great point, Tony.
Hey,
And that's
there
the
you go.
faith that I have in Disney, that when things come back out, they've had time to regroup, reimagine, and really just start off with a blank slate and kind of come back in and go, okay, now's our chance to come back in with a blank slate and make something that works for finances, that works for making magic, that works for all the way around. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with. I do have a lot of faith in them that we will get a great product there. Scott says, bring back the park staying open till midnight from the old days. Yes. Yes,
Agreed.
yes, yes.
And that, don't you think that's coming? Once they start opening up the parks, they just won't do the extra hours, but they'll get back to regular hours. They just got to get more people in the parks to warrant that.
Yep. And then Caleb saying, I do miss the airport checks in as well. It makes it so much faster to get through security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is very true. And Bruce was asking, what is Max Pass? Brad, do you want to handle this one?
Okay. Yeah, I'll make it real quick. So basically, Max Pass is Disneyland's version of a Fast Pass. It is an option you can purchase for your stay there. You pay per day for the Max Pass. It does not activate until you enter a park. So you got to go into one of the parks and then buy it there. You cannot book Fast Passes in advance. You can only book once you enter the park. But here's the beautiful part. You pay for your Max Pass, and you enter into California Adventures, and now you can look online and see what ride do I want to ride next and book a Fast Pass for. You book the Fast Pass. You walk right over, you get on the line, you scan your card, and you're actually now getting ready to get on the ride. Well, the minute you scanned it the first time, it's immediately open for another one. So what we'd do is we'd book a Fast Pass for Radiator Springs. Before we got on the car, I had already booked my next Fast Pass for the next ride, so that as soon as I got off, usually within 10 to 15 minutes, I was ready to take the next one. And and you can do Disneyland across. Once you're in, you can start booking Space Mountain, whatever you want. And it also includes the Photopass.
Yeah, you get Photopass for the day. It's like their little upsell for $15 a person was the last I remember paying.
Yep.
That's about right.
But it would be worth more than that if they charge more than that.
It would be. And the beautiful thing is, because it's Disneyland and because it's only 2 parks, and this is why I say they really have to kind of think of it different at Disney World. I didn't ever buy Max Pass for every day I was at Disneyland.
That's a good point. You don't have to buy it every single day that you're there.
No,
you can buy it one day, hit it hard, run and gun it. Okay.
Hit the biggest, hardest rides to ride. Yep. Park to park. You just walk across. It's no big deal.
Yep.
Park hopping
and then
is easy.
there you can move on as well. So,
and then you can move on. Yep, exactly.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on to our next question then. And which perks are you okay with being gone? What is it that got cut that you're going, that was probably overdue or a wise maneuver? Jake, what are you thinking?
So mine's a really straightforward answer because I love all of the perks, which is a big reason why we bought into DVC in the first place. But the complimentary magic bands, those were
Yes.
that's one that's long overdue. I mean, as DVC members, I mean, we're going year after year. It's not a one-time thing usually for us. So, them just giving out generic magic band, it was just an environmental waste, and it's not the best use of, their finances. And this is a personal
And
thing.
it clogged up the system. Okay.
Right. You would check in and every time would be like, oh, you come a lot. You should deactivate all these bands, and it would just cause a lot of glitches. And personally, I collect the specialty magic bands. So those generic ones never really did appeal to me. However, I do kind of feel for those people who are paying on the cash side, who only get to go once. It's like a once in a lifetime thing. Then yeah, I think those people should get a magic band. And thank God there's still that option. It's only $5 as an upcharge. I think that's perfect, because then you're the only people who are paying the premium is those who need one, instead of us who are just decorating our Christmas tree with them. So that's
Making
pretty
magic band garland. And
exactly.
How many of you pack like 4 magic bands for every trip?
Oh, I pack like one for every day.
It's just like, I don't need all these bands. And
No.
I pack
always
one
buy-
and then I pack a backup. Okay. That's it.
Have
Then
you
I
ever
asked
have you ever
personally-
gotten off a ride and had it, like, I've seen it say, goodbye Small World, that says goodbye Amy, 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 and Amy, because I have 4 magic bands on me.
Yeah.
haven't had
You're
that
making our
since-
point here, Amy.
It's just too much. It's just too many. If you see that box behind me, it's a watch case full of specialty bands. But the generic ones, they can go. I do miss the little sliders that they used to give us, but by now everybody should have one. By now, they did that for like a year. If you don't have one, you can just get one on eBay. So, but Brad, what are you thinking?
So I probably won't be real popular with most of you, but there's a reality for some of us out here. Annual passes just aren't. I don't need an annual pass. I did it for a few years where I could manage to get 2 trips out of 1 year.
Mhm.
But because we tend to travel and do multiple different types of things, we're not going to be doing 3 and 4 Disney trips anymore. So I'm fine without the discounts for annual pass. Because it's not something we'll ever be connected to. And maybe the pool hopping, we did it a few times in the beginning because we thought that was really cool. Honestly, with us, we're split stay people because we don't
So
worry
you're a
about
pool happy either way, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple.
You're gonna
of pools out of-
legitimately like pack your bags up and hop.
Exactly. So we always get at least a couple of pools and experience. And I'm just not the type that's going to devote that much time and effort to go to a pool. We love all the pools, so we enjoy the one where we're at. So I'd be fine with pool hopping if it didn't come back. I'm totally fine without that. That'd probably be my 2.
Okay. Amy, what are you thinking?
So I'm also okay with pool hopping being gone. That's sometimes it's more of a pain than it's worth, really, to pack everything up and go to a different
Yep.
pool. I'm also okay with Magical Express being gone. I would say about 50% of the time we drive anyway, so we have a car. And lately we've started renting a car, but with COVID, the rental car prices have kind of gone through the roof out of MCO. So it's definitely something when we do fly that we have to weigh the pros and cons of taking a lift or renting a car or finding a shuttle. But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And I know the dining plan isn't DVC specific, but I don't miss it. I'd be fine if it doesn't come back. I feel like over the past 5 or so years, the menus have kind of gotten watered down as they tried to not lose money on the dining plan. I think at the very beginning, you really could get your money's worth on the dining plan, but they've changed it so much that you have to work to even break even on it. And then the other thing is I'm ready to see the FastPass system get revamped. So if it doesn't come back the way that it was, I'm A-okay with that.
I'm A-okay with it as well, but I do think there needs to be some kind of a benefit for staying on property.
Yeah, I
Okay,
just think
'cause-
there needs to be a new system. Like let's rethink it and
Yeah, let's rethink it as well. So I'm okay with the old FastPass system dying. It needed a revamp. It needed a refresh. And so I'm okay with Magical Express for free going away. I'm not okay with not having some type of paid version for it.
Agreed.
Okay. And I'm really okay with the magic bands going away as well. Because as DVC members, we have to pay for those and pay postage on them and shipping and manufacturing. And it just costs us more in our dues. The same thing for Magical Express. For those of you who drive in, your dues are helping subsidize all of us who fly in and take Magical Express. To me, it ought to be a pay-to-play kind of a system. Okay? So I'm okay with that going away. Now, I'm going to miss the luggage part, but I wish there was a way they could integrate the luggage in with the pay-to-play Magical Express. That'd be awesome to get all of that back, because to me, that's worth it. That's just like,
Agreed.
you check in at the airport, you hand off your your luggage, and vacation mode starts right then and there.
And it seems like there's a split. There's people some of them are on this panel that are like, we don't need it because we drive. A lot of you guys, you just drive there and you're totally comfortable with it. But listen, it's like there's no middle ground. You either drive and it's no big deal, or you're like me, where it's like, I live too far away. When I come, I want to be on vacation. I don't want to drive. I want to get on a bus. I don't care if it takes me 30 minutes. I don't want to deal with life. I just want to be in the magic. So pick me up at the airport, get me there, take me back. So, but even if I had to pay, I'd write the check. I like your idea, Chad. It would seem they'd be able to find a way to do the luggage tags too. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who's had terrible experience with the luggage transfer? I mean, we've had trips where we didn't see our luggage till 2 a.m, like 2 or 3 trips
that
like
happen,
that.
but
And we just take our luggage on the bus, even when
We've
they were
always just brought
transferring
it with us as well.
Yeah.
And we always, whatever we were flying, you couldn't send it back. Is it Spirit is one of them where you can't check it. You have
Spirit's
to take it
one
anyway.
you can't send it back, but Delta you always could.
Yeah.
And that was nice, okay? Because Delta, you didn't even have to haul it. There was check-ins right there at the resort. And that's gone, okay?
Yeah,
so you could check your luggage into the airline right there at your DVC resort. And so that was an amazing perk and a very nice benefit, because you just had to get it to the front desk, okay? Well, actually, you just had to get it packaged and then call Bell Services, and then they'll come get it to the front desk, and then you have to come up there for security and go, yes, this is my stuff, and there's nothing in there that shouldn't be, and sign off on it, and everything's copacetic. But it was a really, really, really great service, and I hope that it does come back. Okay.
Yeah. And Amy is not, I could totally agree with you. There's been maybe once or twice in all these years where I really need my bag. We just got in the habit of learning to make sure we packed a day bag that had everything we'd need in case we didn't get the bag at all tonight, even up to bedtime. But see, the thing is, for every time that it didn't work, there was dozens of times that it worked seamlessly. And so for me, it's like, it wasn't good, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop flying airlines because I had a bad experience. I'm still not driving to Disney World. I'm still flying on a plane. Sorry.
We just had 2 not so great experiences, and grabbing it off the belt was not that big a deal.
Yeah, and it's true.
But when you have a whole bunch of kids or a huge family, then it is a big deal. I get that.
Yeah, it depends how you travel. If you're solo, getting your bag is not a big deal. But I guess it's just like Brad said, every family is different. Every situation is different.
I can pack for a week in a backpack and shove it under that Spirit seat.
There you go.
Yeah, let's come back in and circle in some of the crowd comments here. So Marianne was saying magic bands, that's okay. We can say goodbye.
If you need one.
Yeah, I'm okay with magic bands and the dining plan. Goodbye. I don't miss the dining plan. I really don't, because you have to commit to gluttony to buy that thing. Okay. At least the value conscious Chad does. Like,
I like the dining plan, actually. Even as an AP, it was nice having everything prepaid. It felt like an all-inclusive.
Marianne says she's fine with them going away, but she still buys them each trip. So
that's me. At least they're the specialty ones, though, and not generic.
Exactly. You nailed it.
Yeah. Caleb says, I like magic bands, but they should have they should limit it to 1 a year for free. Or one every 2 years, maybe. Because like DVC members were doing split stays.
Yeah.
I booked it at the last minute. I had to go into 5 different resorts, and they had ordered 5 different magic bands because they were there for a night or 2 at each place. And that was just crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Bruce says, I've always rented a car, so I've never ridden on the Magical Express. We also only go every couple of years, so we've never had an AP either. But Lauren was saying, I love the magic bands. I wish they were in Disneyland. That is very true. I wish you could take your Disney World magic bands to California, and the same technology would be over there.
Probably not going to happen. But
Rachel saying the free magic bands, I think you could look at how long you've had your last band, and if it's still good, then they don't need to ship a new one. But I like using a magic band. I just don't need a new one every time I book a trip.
Agreed.
And that is one
And-
thing, Rachel, they fixed that used to be you basically got one every time and you had to order it. Now, like on my last trips, I did split stays, like Chad said. You didn't have to order. You could just
Yeah.
decline it. And now they
You don't have to pay the upcharge.
Now you don't even have to decline it because they're just non-existent.
Exactly.
Okay? Which I love. I should have. My suggestion box to them like 2 years ago was you should make this an opt-in method.
Yeah.
Okay. But have some at the front desk if people forgot and didn't opt in, which I think they have them at the
They
front
already
desk
have 'em.
anyways.
They
the
still,
gray
they'll
ones
still
there, yeah.
charge you the $5 up front.
Yeah. That's still fine because, you didn't do it ahead of time. Scott saying, I'll go rogue here. Tables in Wonderland. I've never got it, so I won't miss it. And Scott, that saved me thousands of dollars over the years. And so Tiffany says, she's saying about pool hopping. She says, I don't want y'all in my pool.
I paid for
Right?
this pool.
So she owns Poly and Beach Club, and my
Oh,
kids
wow.
have the best pools.
They do.
But Tiffany, your pool's never had pool hopping to begin with. So
Stormalong Bay and Lava Pool, we're always
never in the
restricted.
program.
But you know what? This last trip I was out there, I actually pointed out to my wife. I said, I've never seen Stormalong Bay where there's no controls at the gates anymore to keep you from pool hopping. Anybody could have pulled up. There was nobody there.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like in the afternoons and evenings, the cast members check out and quit guarding it.
Oh, okay.
But it still wasn't that busy. So
During
it's
the day,
not like
they
they were protecting
exactly. It
something.
wasn't- yeah, but
It's not like they were protecting pool real estate from the people who paid to stay at Beach.
for the 5 that
Beach
were in the
Club.
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
That's fine. They let them
And
slide.
then,
Yeah.
Scott's saying FastPass only for blue card members. Whew. Them's fighting words, Scott.
I don't know if they can do that because they make so much money off people who pay rack rates for deluxe hotels. It's not even funny. So that's really where they're making their money.
I like Chad's idea. Do the universal thing. You stay in a deluxe, which puts DVC in the mix. It's no charge. And then charge down the steps. And
Yeah. Or we get a fourth one free. Moderates get 3, values get 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And day guests get 1. Okay.
that makes
Even
it
if
a
it's
I like the
a
sound of
discount,
that.
Something. Yeah.
all those in favor say aye.
Right.
I.
And then
Carrie.
Mary saying she's never used Magical Express. That shocks me, Mary. And so she goes,
wow.
I'm fine with it not being there, but I understand the families with kids want it for the convenience. Yes. And it's great with small kids because you don't have to worry about does your Uber or does your taxi have child restraint seats? Okay. They're in a
Some
big
people just
safe
don't like
bus,
rideshare
and-
service. Like us,
Yeah.
we don't like rideshare service.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing about Magical Express is your kids are in a big, safe bus. And if there's an accident, the rules of physics demand mass always wins. Okay. So unless you're hitting another bus or another semi hits you, you're pretty dang safe in those things. And Tony is saying buses are good, but it needs to be pay to play. And then revamped dining plans, refillable mugs should include drinks in the parks.
I've been
And they
saying
tested
that
that
for,
for a
years.
while.
Yeah, they tested it.
We don't know what happened with it, but obviously it didn't go well because it didn't come out of the water parks where they tested that.
Yep.
And Rachel saying, I understand the free Magical Express bus going away, but maybe they would consider pick up the luggage and deliver it to the rooms. They could reduce the number of runs and just account for luggage. You just have to deal with getting yourself to the resort how you choose. So that could be an option as well. And then Tina was saying, I heard that Disney did not do the luggage. It was a third party. That company closed to the pandemic, and that's why it's not available anymore.
That's true.
But it's an entrepreneurial society, and I'm sure if Disney put their feelers out there and said, hey, anybody want to start up a company that can do this? We've got X cash to burn to make this happen. Somebody could come back in and a new startup could take place. So I get one company went out of business because it was their only bread and butter and they lost their only client. So they had to shut down. I get that. Doesn't mean we can't sprout up another entrepreneur or they
So
could
the
come
luggage-
back.
The luggage side of it was separate than Mears doing the bus side of it. Then it was a different
Yeah.
company.
It was outsourced to another third party.
Yeah, but if
Yep.
there's a need, there's a business going to crop up. So
I think if Disney's like 5-year plan is for all of us to be taking the Brightliner from the airport to Disney, then they're going to have to bring the luggage service back. No one's going to take, 6 suitcases on a train. I think that would just be, it would never work.
And I that's the floating rumor. And I think we all need to just put on our thinking hats and realize the Brightliner is not their plan to replace, because it would never work. It's going to be very limited. There's only so many times it'll travel a day. With the buses, they're going and going and going, coming and going all day long. The trains won't be like that. It'll leave. It'll be 20 minutes before the next one can even get there. It's one track. It's not a road where a bunch of slots can park a bus. So they'd have to have so many trains running, one right after the other. There's just no way.
I have to imagine that it's bi-directional and there's a spot where you could have things going both directions, Brett.
Sure. But is there going to be enough room for, how many slots of buses are there? 15, 20? Are there going to be 15 to 20 buses of trains? Because they're going to be trains not just for Disney. They're going to be trains for commute too. So.
But they could all share the same rail, okay? And you could have one 5 minutes behind the other one on the same rail.
Yes, we'll see. I'm going to put my vote that's not the replacement for it. It just won't. You can use it, but it's not going to be able to handle.
I think there will be double bandwidth. I think it'll be like an expressway with multiple lanes or a fast lane to just Disney, just due to the traffic that they can demand, right? I think they're going to accommodate that. They've got industrial engineers, Brad. I have to think they'll be on it. I know too many of the industrial engineers
and the plans that have been put out do not show multiple tracks. So they'd have to completely start again with the plan for how many tracks are going to take them to and from, but we'll see.
Yeah. There could be a switching station or something else there, because I still haven't seen anything of where it would be at Disney Springs. But I have faith in them. I really do.
I do too. I just don't think the Brightliner is going to be that. They haven't said it. All of us have said it, but we'll see. I don't have a problem with it. Brightliner sounds like fun.
Yep. And then Caleb brings up a really good point here. He goes, if I do take an Uber from the airport, will Uber hold his luggage for 4 to 5 people and a driver and at least one stroller and have a car seat? You would have to come back in and order an Uber XL. And get an SUV or a minivan driver.
Yep.
So yes, they could, and there would be a market for that. So I could see somebody doing that specifically. And Linda's just showing all of these reservations and how many people she's had there. She's saying, please bring back tables. I get that. That one took me a while to get, Linda, but Tables in Wonderlands pays for itself with a lot of high-end dining and character meals and multiple people.
Agreed.
Right. And so Scott was saying he thought Mears would be offering luggage service with their new system. Could be. We don't know.
We just put out a new newscast about it. So go ahead and watch that. And we covered everything about the whole Mears Connect thing.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's move on to our final question tonight. And with all of these perks being gone, ultimately, and not knowing what's going to come back and what isn't, do you think DVC is still worth it? And crowd chime in here, yes or no, on your deals, and tell us a little bit of the reasons why. So, Jake, what are you thinking?
I'm going to say yes right now with an asterisk, just because I still think it's worth it for obvious reasons. Is it as worth it as it was pre-March of 2020? Absolutely not. And nobody's going to deny that. We don't have special events. We don't have FastPass. We don't have all of the things that were mentioned before that made staying at a Disney resort as magical and as immersive as it is. Do I think it will be worth it in the future back to the caliber that it was before March 2020? Absolutely. I think we're going to get that and even more in the future. It's just going to take some time. But at the end of the day, you're still staying at a deluxe resort for the price of a value or a moderate. You still can stay at the Grand Floridian, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boardwalk, get experiences that you can't get anywhere else in the world, and still have a little bit of that Disney magic. So right now, yes, with an asterisk, hopefully 2-3 years from now, it's back to where we were in 2019, and we're getting the maximum value of our membership. But that's my take on it.
Okay, I can see some of that, Brad.
Much the same way. Is it worth it, and will it be worth it in the future? As the guy who's had the contract the longest, I think, of the crew that's here, absolutely, I would do it again. It's been a value to us. We have gotten the value out of this and way more, and can still sell it for more than we paid for it. So it's a no-brainer. However, going into it, if I was doing it now, I'd be doing a different approach. They've got to keep these perks up, and they've got to do, like, I love what somebody said, the new ideas. They've got to get creative. They've got to keep coming up with new things. If they expect people to pay direct sale prices, they had better give you more than accommodations and a couple of little shiny things. You better figure some stuff out, because the reality is, unless you can really find a way to completely eliminate the resale market, you're trying to make it less effective. But honestly, right now, I'd be good without a blue card.
Yeah. There's next to no benefits for it, right?
It's to the point now where it's not what it used to be. We used to get a lot of cool benefits. We just don't anymore. So it's like,
some of it's pandemic related, some of it we don't know. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give the pandemic the majority of why we're missing some of these things. Okay. But to your point, Amy, what are you thinking?
For my family, it absolutely is. We were in a fortunate position where we never lost points during the pandemic. We never had to bank anything. But I think if we had to lose them or rent some of them super cheap, I can see where people have kind of lost the DVC love. But knowing that we always have at least a kitchen or a kitchenette is huge for us. And just staying in a deluxe resort and having a little bit of elbow room. I saw pictures in January of what the lines looked like at AOA for food and for the Skyliner, and I was just like, oh, I do not want to be around that many people right now. So just knowing that. And as my little aside, my favorite COVID era perk is having Jumbo House basically to ourselves. Like, that was just, to me, that is just fantastic.
That's like creepy apocalyptic, though.
And the
I was there in November,
now, so we're good.
Right, animals, a pool. I mean, I got Amazon Prime to deliver some beer. It was all good.
How many times, Amy, did you walk into the lobby and go, "Are they closed?"
We never even came through the lobby. We came in the side door every single time. There was no reason to come.
I mean, I'd walk in and I'm like, man, I thought I was tight with Jesus, but like, I'm like left behind or something. Okay, like. Man, oh man.
Now you put that in my mind. Don't put that in the mind of the preacher. Then I'm really going to freak out when it says next time.
It's really going to get you to question yourself, right?
I messed up. Got to build an altar right here. No, I can't. We could move on.
I'm going to say, if these perks don't come back, buying direct, no, not worth it, because this discount gone. Okay, the AP thing. This little thing right here, this blue card, is virtually worthless right now. There's really no benefits to it without all of these perks and things coming back. And then you've taken away my Tables in Wonderland card. This is expired and I can't renew it. That was great perks for DVC. So under the current network and what we have today, my answer is no, it is not worth it. And is the free soda nice at the Epcot Lounge? Yeah, I ain't going to lie. I like some free soda. The people up there and the cast members that run it are phenomenal. They're great people. But I need a little bit more than a Dixie cup full of soda to justify the cost of these blue cards and buying direct now. And that's where I think DVC really needs to step up their game and go, what kind of perks are we going to implement post-pandemic or bring back to really come back in and show value? Because through this, they've all kind of withered away and gone into nomad land. So I'm saying under the current thing, no. Will it be worth it in the future? Yes, because I have faith in the company that they're going to come back in and reinvent themselves out of this. And we're going to see some really cool stuff happen, because these are the people that make magic for a living. And I can't see them not flexing some of their magic muscles once we get into the free and the clear and contracts start flowing again. They're starting to pick up a little bit now. But during this COVID time, people have looked at this and they've agreed with me, and the resale stuff is just flying off the shelves. Like, DVC resale market is literally down to 134 contracts. That's like 9 days worth of sales for them. Okay. It is tough to find a contract right now, and the prices on resale is skyrocketing because it's a limited supply. So the demand is there, DVC. Like, bring back the value, bring back the perks, and that's when we'll start to come back in and see something again. But I have faith that they're going to do it. Let's come back in and see what some of the listeners are saying. You're welcome to agree. You're welcome to disagree. All opinions are welcome here as long as they are respectful. So let's come back and now I got to see where we left off. And so, here, Lauren says, yes, because DVC isn't about the perks. It's literally a place to rest your head at a certain caliber hotel. And I could buy that, Lauren, if they weren't dangling all of these cards and perks and benefits in front of us and the whole Moonlight thing. Okay. It's very much a part of their sales process, although you sign a paper saying that it's not, but it's still very much there. Okay. Marianne saying, yes, resale, but not direct. I'm 100% in agreement with that until they fix some things. Scott saying is duh, bought DVC for the rooms, not the perks. Those are just the bonuses. But it's like a cake with no icing. Is it still a good cake? Okay. Gina says, I would buy DVC again. I think things will return and they will build at Disneyland Tower, making Anaheim a destination resort.
Hurry up.
Yes, hurry up. I think it already is for just a 3-4 dayer though. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
And then Linda saying, yes, in 2000, when we bought Boardwalk, we didn't know what a perk was. Okay. Very true there. And I think if you bought in 2000, Linda, you've had more than ample opportunity to get every dime of value out of that contract if you were to give it away today.
Yep.
So, okay. Mary saying DVC is worth it for me because I bought in a long time ago. Right now, I'm not sure it's a really good value for a family. And the prices are getting up there. And proportionally out of your income, it's went up way faster than inflation. So Rachel saying, I would say, yes, it's still worth it. We are still staying in a great deluxe resorts at a savings. So, and then Caleb says, yes, the biggest perk of staying at Disney is still there. And for me, the perk of renting my points to go other places is still there. So there you go.
Good thought.
Yeah.
There you go.
Kathy saying DVC is still worth it for the deluxe stay, and I think the bonuses will be back in some form. Couldn't agree with you more. And Tiffany saying, yes, the only DVC specific perk that went away was events that many of us couldn't get to anyway, and those events were never guaranteed. However, the direct sale perks bore me right now. Yeah. Well, I mean, the annual pass discount and getting that Florida resident rate when you're a DVC
There's definitely
owner.
more things that we lost than just
Yeah.
that. We did talk about several things that were in both, but
yeah.
there's
Okay. And Dan saying, yes, when we bought in, it was solely to lock in our accommodations cost. We get to stay in the larger size rooms. The perks we understand could come and go. And right now they have gone. We are in the gone phase.
There's more going
Okay.
though, but
I don't know how much more they could take away at this point.
Yeah. Don't tempt them, Jake. Don't tempt them.
No, not
Right?
giving them
Bruce
any
is saying,
ideas.
yes, I bought DVC to stay in larger, more comfortable rooms. My boys are adults, and at some point they will probably be having families of their own. We have plenty of room for all of us.
Yep.
Nice.
And then Tony saying, must be we added on. Okay. We believe in Disney and believe it will be back, probably even better. I have that same faith that you
Yep.
do, Tony.
Agreed, Tony.
Yep.
Yeah. And Steve comments on the previous. He goes, "It's The Shining at Jumbo, right?"
see a little kid on a trike right
Yeah.
down the hallway. Oh no!
And then Nick was saying, "Yes, it's worth it staying on property, feeling like a baller in a villa." So he bought in for the rooms. The perks are just awesome extras. By the way, I can't wait for them to bring them back. In-park purchases being sent back to your resort. Ain't got time to carry all that around in the park, y'all.
That's good that he mentioned that. That's a perk that hasn't been brought up
Yeah.
yet, and a big one for some people.
Yeah.
That was a DVC only perk, right?
Yeah, Judy P says, glad to know resale is appreciating. Yes, it is going up at an alarming rate. Amy saying she just left Jumbo. It was a ghost town, but the best sleep ever. We did a split stay and moved over to Boardwalk, only to be crowded at the pool. We'll say buses were an issue at both. And both of them aren't fully open yet. It's just the DVC side.
Yep.
Scott says, question is, if resale went away, would you buy DVC direct or pay per se? I would still hit DVC up. Ooh, I don't know. I love my exit strategy, Scott. And what you're just telling me there is no exit strategy. Would you buy in again? Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Good thing that's not on the table because I don't think that's
That would be
100%.
tough for me.
Yeah, that's not a
Yeah,
real
that-
estate.
Yeah, I like knowing that life events could happen and I can call up my buddy at DVC Resale Market and have cash in my pocket in 90 days. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. Okay. And then Yuli says, we were watching DVC resale this whole time and the prices never went down. So now we have to decide again if we want to. Yeah, they're not going down.
They're gonna go
Yuli.
down.
They're only going up. And
They're still way less than direct, but they're not going to get cheaper just because it's
Yeah.
resale.
she says, we
Marcus
always
is
stay
wrong.
deluxe, but now we have a grandson, so not sure. Now your grandson will still love the
Yeah.
direct is you'll still
Take 'em
love
to
the
Animal Kingdom.
DVC.
That'll answer
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and you can still book a cash room over at Art Animation or any of the other
Sure,
moderates if you wanted to,
Yeah.
because eventually you run out of points. So, and then Mary was saying package pickup was for all guests as well.
All 30 plus hotels.
So
Would
it
that-
seems like consensus would be from all of this stuff that it's a vast majority of yes, it's still worth it, but it's more of a long hauler perspective. And I couldn't agree with you more, but it's all about that faith, trust, and pixie dust that Disney will work some magic and bring back some extra bonuses and perks. So, okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, everybody. And I want to thank our sponsors, DVC Resale Market, DVC Rental Store, and Monera Financial for sponsoring season 5 of the My DVC Points platform. That includes this show, the My DVC Points podcast, and Jake's show over at the DVC Newscast. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. We will be back next week with another live discussion. And man, we had a lot of comments tonight. So really, really great discussion.
Thank
Good
you.
job, everyone.
Yeah, good job, everybody. And thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you learned something in today's show that'll help you go out there and plan something magical for your family. So Gina, can you go ahead and roll the exit video? Good night, everybody.
Good night, folks.